Hi everyone, this is your Shafeek sir. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today also again I want to explain about that. What is the indifference curse? What is the properties of indifference curse? So it is very important one for every degree student's purpose. So before that, everyone who are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and share and like my channel. Okay, right. So what is the properties of indifference curse? So indifference curse, what is, first of all, everyone should know about that what is called the indifference curse. It represents the satisfaction of the consumer from two goods is called the indifference curse. So it indifference curse represents the satisfaction of the two goods, satisfaction of the consumer from two goods. It is called the indifference curve. For example, consumer, they are consuming the two goods, apples and banana. Apples given the more satisfaction or banana given the more satisfaction. It represent the, so it represent the satisfaction of the consumer from two goods is called the indifference because apple gives the how much satisfaction, banana gives the how much satisfaction to the consumer. That satisfaction level expressed by the indifference curves. So every indifference curve, it has this some characteristics, properties. So that is also important topic for you. What is the characteristics of the indifference curves or properties of indifference curve? So let us discuss that. First one, first property, indifference curves had negative slope. Indifference curves has the negative slope. So listen here, ma. Negative slope means that indifference curve goes to left to right downwards. This is called the negative slope. So this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Okay, indifference curves always goes to the negative slope. But some if the indifference curve goes to the straight line to the x-axis, this is also wrong. If the indifference curve goes to the vertical to the y-axis, this is also wrong. If the indifference curve goes to the, so straight line to the upwards, straight left to right upwards, this is also called the wrong. So indifference curve always going to the left to right downwards, it has a negative slope. So these are three are the wrong. And second one, indifference curves convex to the origin. So this is also one axis, x-axis. This is also one axis, y-axis. Here indifference curves always convex. This is called the convex point, convex to the origin. So like that, this is the one feature or one property of the indifference curve, that is indifference curve convex to the origin. So and next one, third important property of the indifference curve, indifference curves cannot intersect with each other. Indifference curves cannot intersect with each other. So listen here, I am showing that this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. Here this is the IC1 curve, this is the IC1 curve. IC1 curve did not intersect that IC2 curve from above to below. This is the IC1, this is the IC2. So do not intersect that indifference curves with each other. That is also called indifference. Indifference curves cannot intersect with each other. That is the one property of the indifference curve. And fourth property of the indifference curves never touch any axis. Indifference curves never touch the any axis. So listen here, ma. This is the x-axis. This is the y-axis. So these indifference curves never touch the any axis, either x-axis or y-axis. So do not touch that any axis. So it is also one condition, one property of the indifference curves. Indifference curves never touch the any axis. Okay, here indifference curve touching that, here touching the on the y-axis, but this is not correct. Indifference curves never touch any axis. This is also one property of the indifference curve. And fifth indifference curve, in property of indifference curves never touch each other. Never touch each other. Indifference curves never touch with each other. So means this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So here first this is the IC1 curve. This is the IC2 curve. So at this point both are the touches, both are the touching. So this is also wrong. Indifference curves always never touch with each other. Indifference curves never touch with each other. Okay. And another property of indifference curve, higher curve gives the high satisfaction and lower curve gives the lower or less satisfaction to the consumer. Higher curves gives the high satisfaction to the consumer, lower curves gives the low satisfaction to the consumer. So simply I can explain to you, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Okay, here this is the IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4. When the indifference curves moving upwards, indifference curves moving the upwards, like that IC1, IC2, IC3, IC4, it gives the more satisfaction. When the indifference curves going to the upwards, it gives the more satisfaction. More satisfaction. Sometimes indifference curves moving downwards. Indifference curves moving downwards. So when the indifference curves moving the downwards, it gives the less satisfaction. Less satisfaction. So higher curves gives high satisfaction, lower curves gives the lower or less satisfaction to the consumer. So IC1 to IC2, this is the higher curve, it gives the more satisfaction than the IC1. IC3 curve gives the more satisfaction than the IC2. IC4 curve gives the more satisfaction than the IC3. But sometimes indifference curves moving to the downwards, like that IC4 to IC3. So means IC3 curve gives the more satisfaction, IC4 curve gives the more satisfaction than the IC3. IC3 curve gives the more satisfaction than the IC2. IC2 curve gives the more satisfaction than the IC1. So these are the properties of the indifference curves. How many properties are there? 6 properties is there. First of all, what is called the indifference curve? It represents the satisfaction of the consumer from two goods. From two goods, that is called as a indifference curves. What is the first property of indifference curve? Indifference curves had the negative slope, left to right downwards. Their indifference curve always going to left to right downwards. Second one, indifference curves going to the that is convex to the origin. So convex to the, this is the center point origin. And third important property, indifference curves cannot intersect with each other. So indifference curves cannot intersect with each other, intersect. And fourth one, indifference curves never touch any axis like the y-axis or x-axis. That indifference curves never touch the any axis. And another important property, indifference curves never touch each other. So IC1, IC2, they never touch the each other. That is also one property. And sixth property of in the properties of indifference curve, higher curve gives the high satisfaction, lower curve gives the lower satisfaction. These are the important topic for you. So if it is useful to you, or you if you are properly understand my class, please give me one like and share to your friends. Thank you.